Can I be honest? I think the only time I really speak in class is when I feel like the professor wants to hear the students talk over hearing the right answer.
Yeah, there's a difference. Like some classes feel like a conversation and others feel like a performance.
Exactly, because when it feels like a performance, I'm thinking about sounding right the whole time rather than engaging.
No, same. I feel most comfortable when the professor is more relaxed and actually like acts like a human being, like nodding, asking follow up questions, or honestly, even joking a little actually helps.
Or when they don't immediately correct people.
Yes, yes, because once a professor hits someone with a quick no that's incorrect, the whole room changes.
Everyone gets quiet.
Immediately, and then nobody wants to risk being the next person embarrassed.
I had one class though that the discussion was really good.
What made it different?
Honestly, the professor set the tone early. She literally said, "You don't have to have the perfect wording to participate."
That matters more than professors realize.
It really does. And she would let people finish their thoughts even if they were struggling to explain what they were saying.
Yeah, that patience changes everything because sometimes students know what they mean or know what they want to say. They just need a second to say it out loud.
Exactly. Then you stop worrying about sounding correct and start focusing on the actual discussion.
For me, I stay engaged when I feel like the topic connects to real life,
Exactly. Especially when people can bring their own experiences into it.
especially when students are actually building off of each other instead of just competing.
Yep. But the second it starts feeling judgmental, I check out.
Same. I actually stayed quiet because I could tell the room wasn't open to different opinion.
Especially when people dominate the conversation and act like they're trying to win the conversation.
Or when someone says something and the room gets awkwardly silent after that.
That silence is brutal.
Honestly, because then everybody's thinking, okay, noted, let's not say anything risky ever again. Mm-mm. I actually remember one time I wanted to speak up during a discussion about politics and social issues, but then I stopped myself.
Why?
Because people had already started getting defensive with each other, in my opinion. You could just feel the tension in the room. Everybody was looking differently, and I didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, once the conversation starts to feel like it's disrespectful, everyone shuts down.
Exactly. And I remember thinking, even if I explain myself well, somebody's gonna take this personally.
That's such a real feeling.
It is, and honestly, it wasn't even the professor, in my opinion. It was the other students, like the eye rolls, the whispering, people interrupting each other. It just didn't feel like a safe environment to speak your truth.
Peer reactions are the most important thing.
They really do. Sometimes students aren't scared of being wrong academically, they're scared of being judged socially.
There have been moments where I wanted to say something, but I just didn't.
What stopped you?
Probably the fear of sounding stupid or feeling like maybe my point didn't make sense yet.
Yeah, I relate to that. Sometimes I just need a second to process before I'm ready to jump in.
Exactly. And by the time you finally organize your thoughts, the conversation already moved on.
Or somebody louder jumps in first.
Right.
I also think people underestimate how much peer reactions matter.
Absolutely. Like even the little things, people laughing, whispering, making faces.
Or automatically when people assume that disagreement means disrespect.
Yeah, because then the disagreement stops feeling academic and starts feeling personal.
I think productive disagreement only works when people feel respected first. What do you think?
Definitely. Like when people are challenging ideas instead of attacking people who are saying them.
And when there's curiosity behind it instead of just ego.
That's huge. Because students can tell when somebody's trying to learn over winning the conversation. I feel like professors really shape the environment though.
They do. If the professor stays calm and open minded, students usually follow that energy.
But if the professor gets dismissive or defensive, students shut down.
Fast, very fast.
I honestly think most students want to participate more than the professors think.
I agree. I don't think silence always means students don't care.
I agree. Sometimes the silence just means that they're anxious, they're trying to gather their thoughts, or they're just trying to think about if it's really worth speaking up for.
Exactly. Sometimes silence just means students are trying to protect themselves.
I think I speak the most when I feel respected.
Same here. Respect makes people feel safe enough to contribute.
And when students feel safe enough to risk being wrong, that's when the discussion really happens.
Not perfect discussions, but real ones.